Hey, good morning out there. How's everybody doing out there in social media world? I want to thank everybody that logs on to our real stream here. I greatly appreciate it. Also, want to remind everybody that there we go, 14 days, $14 VIP fast start program includes 2 hours of free coaching 101. We get together on the phone, we get together in a private room, and we'll work on some trading. Okay. Anyway, if you're interested, that's 2 hours private coaching 101, 14 days, $14, a buck a day. Hope to see you. Waiting for your call. In fact, if you sign up, I'll end up calling you and setting up a time to get together. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. Let's get ready and get this market opened. Let's fix this. There we go. Let's open up the trading room now. There we go. Allow. And good morning, everybody. How are we doing here? Let's see. Let's get this up. Allow. Does that work? Well, that might not work. All right. Good morning again. Hey, Alan, Carmen, Bill. Hey, Bart, Tommy, Raleigh. How you guys doing out there? Okay. Another great day here. All right. Let's talk about the market here. SPY. You can clearly see yesterday was not greatest of days here, was it? Nor was the day before Friday. We're closing below the T line yesterday, closing below the trend indicator yesterday. This morning we opened up pre-market here a little lower, but it seems like we're trying to lift up right now. What I would like to see is a close back over that 8 EMA today. Here's something I want to share with you. First, let's do this. When you're looking at a daily chart is a little more jagged compared to a weekly chart. If you look at say a 5-minute chart, if you have these swings, these are daily swings in a daily chart. In a 5-minute chart, that swing can look like this. And a weekly chart could just be, a little bitty thing. Well, what I want to do is go to that weekly chart and let's take a look at it. Because if you look at the daily chart, you just want to doggone it. Sellers are trying to take control and they're really kind of chipping away at it. But if you look at the weekly chart, we're still doing pretty good overall. So what I think is happening is we're just getting that little bit of choppy riffraff kind of trading on the daily. Price remains above the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA remains above the trend indicator here. I mean, everything's looking pretty good. From a say looking at the chart here, here we've got this, a good sized bullish candle. We opened up in the middle of the previous candle, and and now we're moving sideways here, creating what we call here at Hit and Run Candlesticks and Right Way Options, a pop out of the box setting up. So what we've got is this 3 bars right now. We really need one more to make it that's what we like to see, that fourth one, to call it that pop out of the box. But we're getting close. And then when we break out, life is good. The bulls are back in charge. So the point I'm trying to make here is overall, the weekly chart remains bullish. The daily chart, it remains marginally bullish. I mean, we're still holding above the trend indicator. The dot is green. So as it turns red right this second, price is right around that area. Let's see what today brings. Now, there's a real possibility we get down here to that 50-period moving average. That's a very real possibility. So let's keep our eyes on it. Be careful. Stay diligent. Don't let those losses get too big. Take some profits into strength, okay? Let's take a look at that T2123. This is something else. T2123 has remained bullish while the market has pulled back here. Here, let's go. Yeah. While we've pulled back a little bit, the T2123 has remained bullish. Now, as you guys know, we've started using this T2108 a little bit. And then overall, if you take a look at it, let me get my pencil out of here. There we go. If you go look at it, it's still rising. I know we have these little dips down like that. We don't like to see that. That's not good. And then we rise and then we pull back. But that's what, that's what a trend does. It rises and pulls back, rises and pulls back. So we're still kind of holding up right here. Bottom line, it's a tough little market here right now. It really is. Whether you remain long, remain short, buy more shorts, buy more longs, or here's a newsflash. How about we sit on our hands until the market squares itself away? That might be a good thing right there. Just might be a really, really, really good thing. Okay, so with that, get a drink. With that, let's take a look at a few other things. Let me move some things over here. Should have had these out already. Sorry. Should have had this already prepared. There we go. So running from my list here, I'm just going to go from the top down. We'll take a look at iBit. This is one I'm watching. That's why I have this on this list. I'm watching it close. I would love to buy it, but I really don't want to buy it till it's ready. We did buy a little bit over here, and we did make a little bit of money, but then we closed it out because it just started looking a little ratty here, and, well, that worked out pretty good. It is trying to make a bearish H pattern. For those that don't know what that is, that's what that looks like. And if we crack that low right over here on the left, then that confirms that bearish H pattern, and we may run down lower. On the other hand, if we start putting in some buys in here, buyers start picking it up, say in this area right there, then we're going to scream, oh, look at that. A low, high, double bottom. And then if we have that follow through, yippee-ki-yay, now we can start talking about a possible turnaround, can't we? So you see how information is important? Waiting for information, waiting for the chart to develop, waiting for it to come together. Very, very important. Okay, the next one we're looking at is FNGU. Well, that just flat sucks, I got to tell you. It's we're looking at some movers and shakers on FNGU. We do have a little double bottom down here. A double bottom doesn't guarantee that the bulls are going to step in, but it is an area that traders tend to look at. And if we start seeing buying, well, that could be something. Right now, it's a long way up there, but a low, high, higher low, we really need to be above $30.60. Now, I know darn good and well, nobody's going to wait for that. I know that, just like I know the sun is going to come up. Well, if we do start coming off this ground or off this level right in here, maybe we move up. Maybe that's a couple of days, and then we pull back a little bit and we start doing something like that. Well, now I can see the possibility of buying, but I think it's important to wait for confirmation. In the current market, I don't think the answer is being sly and trying to sliver into that great entry. I think the answer is wait till you have a great entry in a better market and take the trades from there. That's what I think. Take Nvidia. Nvidia has not shown signs of buying yet. Not at all. Let's go look at the 10-minute chart right here. See, this to me would be a sign of buying on the daily chart. Okay. So see how we're red? The dots are red. See how they turn green, and see how price moved up. See how the white line, which is the 8 EMA, see how that crossed over. See, now that's buy area there, and there's buy area right there, and it could be buy area right now. We're in that light little pullback, that trap type setup. So that's what I want to see on the daily. But for those that like the intraday, well, this just might work for you. Here's the hourly, and see the hourly is just starting to turn, just starting right here. So we don't have that confirmation yet, and that's what I look for on the daily chart, is for the confirmation. Take a look at Amazon. Amazon just kind of keeps slinking to the downside here. Yesterday, we landed right there on the dotted deuce. That's that red dotted line. And today we're opening up. So, okay, not bad. I'm going to move this line down now that we have a new low. We could play in here for a little bit. What we need is a breakout. And ultimately, we need a breakout of the 50-period moving average. Over the 50, I'll look at adding to some of my position of the AMZU that I own. PLTR. PLTR is still setting up. I still like that one. I still own PTIR. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's still working. Of course, we need the bulls to step in to continue that trend. I mean, how many charts have you seen that do this? You know, we're up and we pull back and they go up. I mean, that's exactly what we look for right there. And this is set up to do that. Yes, there's some resistance above. Right through there will be a little bit of resistance. You know, we get to that line, that's going to be a little bit of resistance. And then, of course, that line would match this top. That would be a little bit of resistance. I'm not going to be too concerned with it unless we fail with a very, we'll just say a nasty bullish candle. But right now, everything is looking good. What PLTR does not have is a good market behind it. That's what it does not have. Take RSP here. That's nice. I mean, you know, we've got a dark cloud cover, right? But without follow through, it's just a candle. That's all it is. We don't have that follow through. Price is still above the 8. 8 is still above the trend indicator. Our trend is still bullish. Everything is still working here. So let's hope we keep that one. Take a look at Google. Okay, Google's in trouble now. So this is yeah. Here's you know, price right here. It's above the white line above the green dots. All of a sudden, things are changing. This is the change. Price now is below the white line, and the white line is very close to getting below the dots, right? The 8 below the trend indicator. Below that, that's a problem. Next stop to the downside, in my opinion, and if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. But what I will look for is right down toward that 50-period moving average. If it only goes halfway, so be it. But I'm not going to take, say, the long trade on it until we get the buy signal and it turns back up. Any weakness from here could be a short right down toward that 50-period moving average. Then, of course, if we move up like this right here, wouldn't that be something today? Sorry, I need to click on one thing. I forgot to. There we go. Wouldn't that be something if we did that today? Yeah. Take a look at SMH. So the 50-period, man, I've got a very dry throat today. The 50-period moving average, which is the blue line here, is a very popular moving average for price to come down to. And it's very, very popular for traders and investors to buy around that 50-period moving average. It doesn't have to be, you know, exactly right on it. It's like this right here. I mean, the investors, traders, buyers, everybody in the world that's looking at this was buying it in this level and then popped us back up for another run back up here. Well, let's watch this. So here's what we could see. If we end up today, tomorrow, the next day, holding the 50 and doing something like that, well, that's a sign that we're going to make another run. On the other hand, if we end up failing, then that's a sign that they're not ready, and we could trickle down much further. In fact, all the way down 320 to 330, something like that. So this 50-period moving average will be very, very, very important to watch. Something, you know, when the market opens up and you have time, something to do is just go back and take a look at a chart like this. This is perfect. Take a look at the chart like this. Take the price action off and just simply follow the 8 and trend indicator. So you can see what happens when it rolls over. We get a certain amount of days. There is no magic number. It's sellers control until buyers control. And go back and just look through this back in time right here. Sellers control. Buyers tried to move up, but they couldn't do it. Sellers control until buyers control. And that's all you have to watch for. And when you start seeing that, then you'll start seeing how the trade, works in these waves, these waves back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it'll help with trading and timing. Take XLY. That's a beautiful chart. I don't care which way you slice that pie. I don't care how much we call that a shooting star up there. It's not a shooting star until it is a shooting star. It's just a candle. Now, if we close down today like this, if we do that, now we have a shooting star. And what we'll need to see is follow through to the downside to confirm it. But until then, it's just price that got a little bit ahead of itself. It's clipped its ears, clipped its wings, and needs a little rest. Right now, price, T-line, trend indicator, working. Let's go look at old Tesla. Tesla's working out nice. Nice little breakout yesterday. We're holding today. We're about to hit that. Why I have that? Oh, that's why I have that line up there. Back over here at December last year, it looks like we're about to hit or challenge that 487.30 area. From there, what about 500? Anybody here? Let's just get to 500. There we go. Close enough. There we are. I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't get to 500 on Tesla here, and we know how it's going to do it, right? I mean, it's not going to rewrite the book. We know how. We know the steps it could take. All right. So, for instance, make that green. Could it do this? Well, of course it could. Or could it do something like this right here? Let's go. We'll go one more, and then whoops, make that red. And then we go down. I mean, don't we know? We've all been doing this long enough that we know exactly how it's going to get there. Now, there may be a little slight difference in the price action here, but we know that, a stock gaps up. Look at that volume here. We hold. There's a high probability it continues up. Well, what if it doesn't continue up? What if it does this right here? What if it does this? Well, that's the beauty of candlesticks. It tells you what it's going to do. What if we do this? What if today we hold right here and then tomorrow we do this right here? Now, overall, we're holding up. I mean, our lows, we're still there, right? But what do we know about a bearish engulf? Be very cautious, right? I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I would not take the long bet here. We should wait for follow through, but I wouldn't do it. No way. If you bought it down here, you're holding this, you've got a profit. If it tosses you that bearish engulf, wouldn't we take the money off the table? I would think so. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is there's a simple logic to trading, I think. Simple logic. In fact, yesterday, one of the things we were joking around in the room about was how easy it is, or is it easy? And yeah, it was. When you look at a chart, a nice, clean, trending chart, it's quite easy to see, where you would buy and where you would close, but yet it gets hard. But it looks easy. Anyway, XLK, that's still down. So we're still trending down here. All right. But keep in mind, as we're trending down, we're making part of a bullish setup. Okay. Keep that in mind. Anytime we move down like this, we're up and we start failing, you're making part of a bullish move. I'm not trying to be bullish here. I'm really not. I'm just trying to point out that charts can tell you an awful lot. And then we've got to decide, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to short this? Are we going to be long this? Or are we going to sit on our hands until we get a better choice? A better choice. Meta. So I ended up adding to my METU yesterday. METU, and well, what I did was I went to add to it, but I actually bought another position in a different account, and then I had to go back and add to it to the account that I have. So I've got two positions of Meta now. But I added to it here. Now, of course, today, in a really good, perfect world, what would I like that to do, right? Something like that. So let's see what happens to Meta. Right now, if I'm looking at Meta, here's what I'm seeing. We go from a low to a high, to a higher low, to a higher high, currently at a higher low. And we're looking for that next higher high. And it would be nice to break out right there. And that would take us over that 50% retracement area of about 670 here as well. So XLF, XLF is doing fantastic. Concerned about these candles? Why? It's the trend that makes the difference. Price just makes us nervous. That's all. Trend makes the difference and price makes us nervous. So there's nothing wrong with this up here. Price got a little far away from the 8 EMA and it needs to rest. And there's two ways to rest. It can move sideways, and as it does, the 8 will move up. Or we can move back and get right to the 8, one of the two. Right now, it looks like we're just moving sideways. But overall, price, T-line, trend is working. Microsoft, no buy signal yet. Yeah, no buy signal yet. It is set up for 3/8 trap short. I know several people that took it short yesterday. At the end, what they're going to need is to break down below that 465. And if that works out, they're going to be some pretty cool cats. If it starts to move up, I probably wouldn't let it get past 492.78 before I pulled the plug on that short and maybe went long. But right now, it is sitting to the short side. Transports are doing fantastic. Price, T-line, trend indicator, still bullish. Apple, Apple. So Apple looks like we're failing our trend here. What I like to use is my trend, price, T-line, trend indicator. It looks like we might get close to that 50-period moving average or maybe closer to it. So watch for a drift to the downside. So here's something I'm going to look for. Because the 50-period moving average is trending, and because overall our trading trend is trending, it really is. Overall, it's trending. So what I'm going to look for on Apple is go ahead and pull back. Go ahead. And then when I start to see buying right through here, that might be a really nice place to pick up some Apple. So Apple on the watch list, watch for the buy signal, use that support line, which is just the extension of the 50-period moving average. And that's for those that, like to buy on the 50. Maybe the price needs to come back there and bring in more buyers. ETHA, I really want to buy this. Yeah, I want to buy it, but I have to wait till the bulls step in. They're not there yet. We could do this, I guess. We're right there at that trend line right here, but we don't have that buy signal. And right now, the buy signal for me would be something like this. I want a little confirmation, so that would be nice, and that would give us a morning star right there. That would be very nice, and then that could kick us right into that 50-period moving average, and maybe up to that 50% retracement right there. Mags. Mags is right here at the 50. Interesting. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work out today. A positive close would be very good for the mags, and the market would be very positive. A weak close, well, not so good. How about some coppers? Some of those miners there. Trend is still working. Trend is beautiful. XLE pulling back a little bit. it looks like we're going to dance on that 50 period moving average. So here, let's look at this. You know, I mean, here we kind of danced around that 50, below it, above it, below it, finally broke out. There we danced on it and went up. Well, watch that next dance. What are we going to do? And use that 50 period moving average as your guideline. You know, are the bulls going to come back in? Are the sellers going to come back in? Watch right through that 50. And the last one I have here is USO, and well, that just stinks. This gas doesn't burn, man. This is nothing but water. Short, 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 short. No buyers yet. All righty. You know, that seems like that takes a long time. I hope it's all cool with you guys that I go through those. A couple of charts that I'm looking at. Actually, this one here I bought yesterday near the close, ZIM. We've got a nice, beautiful trend. Price drop below. Yesterday we closed up. I bought it. Looks pretty good. Inside day going on right now. Looking for 24 up here. Or at least, 2, 3, 4 days to the upside. ELAN. Try that again. There we go. ELAN might be trying to set up to make another 2, 3, 4, 5 day run to the upside here, coming off that 50 period moving average. And Lily, there's just beauty and there's just beauty. That's all there is to it. Take a look at this chart here. Let's get rid of everything. There you go. And you can just look at Lily and take a look at the ease to which trading should be. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. Not anything there. Bullish, bearish, just like that. I mean, look at that. Bullish, bearish, green, red, green, red, green, red. Just a super simple. Hey, Sonny, good morning. Thoughts on STLA, Stella? Old girlfriend, Stella. Stella, let's take this, then let's do this all over again. And let's do this. There we go. Yeah. No, there it is right there. There it is. Need to come a little lower, don't I? There we are. All right. So right now, I mean, I think that is fantastic. So here's a couple of things that I think are really good on this chart. For one, 50 period moving average is traveling up, isn't it? Looks pretty good. Here we pop back down. The buyers came right back in and, I mean, just knocked this thing clean out of the park. And it's just a little too high. So we get a little bit of rest in here, right? We're still looking good. We're making a nice little kind of a J hook sort of in there. Right now, I would think that when I look at a chart over here, yeah, I would think that that's looking pretty good. Next target up is around that $13 mark, and then watch that 1430. I want to go to my cloud chart here and put it on the weekly though. Right here, you're in the cloud. So let's put a line and see that dotted line right there. That is that target area, the next target area up. Well, it's also sitting right on one of those flat spots of the cloud. And then here's the 50%, and there's a flat spot on the cloud right there. So right there is right in those two areas is exactly where I would look for a target area on that. TFX. Oh, let's write that one down. Thank you. TFX is setting up. Nice move up, broke out over that 50 period moving average. That's the bullish candle we need to see. We need it to stay here. So watch this toward the end of the day, I think, and that could turn out pretty good. But nice rally up. and then we have a gap, and then we have a pullback. This is one of our gap and trap trades right in here. So really nice. Thanks. What is that? LCRX? LCRX? Or is it LRCX? Maybe it's that one right there. LRCX, that's a nice chart. Look how that thing is working. See that beautiful little trend, that slight little pullback. Everything is lining up. Price 8, trend indicator 50. Everything is working. Let's put a line right there. We just need to break out. That's a very nice chart. Hey, Mike, EXPE. Oh, yeah, possible breakout here. We'll flag that one too. Yeah, look at that. Heading for that breakout. Nice gap up. Remember, we've talked about this. When something like this happens, what does that tell us? Well, here, let's add a little bit more to that too. So we gap up. If this was to continue all the way down and fail right here, well, it told us that gap was BS. That's what it tells us. But that's not what happened. We gapped up and we pulled back, and that should never be a newsflash for anyone. No one should ever go, you should never do that. I mean, it's not a surprise. These things happen. And then as we start moving up, the story was told right here. The investors involved in gapping this up and holding it without breaking it apart, in their mind, they think for whatever reason, this is going higher. So you just have to have patience for the trade to start working out for you to buy it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be a buyer here. None of these candles, right? Well, all of a sudden, here we go. Aren't we getting back in the trend now? So this is where the buying starts. And of course, you could buy anywhere in here, little pullbacks like this. And here you are. There's a nice little pullback right there. Inside day, ready to break out. Nice chart. Yeah, nice chart. Let's see. Oh, hey, again, thanks everybody for watching over here on our social media site. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at CCL. CCL is going higher because my wife just yesterday bought tickets on the Disney cruise. So of course it's going to go higher. But yeah, anyway, yeah, CCL looking really good here. Right now, I would expect a little bit of consolidation, and that's how I would want to buy it, on some consolidation. So a little bit of a pullback and then watch for that breakout. Here's one thing that I would be careful of, okay? Whoops, not right there. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's move over to the daily. There we are. Look how we're coming up on the cloud. Watch that area right there. You see where the longer flat spots are? Right there. So this could get challenging through here. So now let's go back over here. We could get challenging here. And what do we know happens when it gets challenging? This is not a news flash. This is not anything you don't already know. We could slide up a little bit more, and then we could pull back, right? And then what do we want from here? We want to wait for that buy signal and then see if we can work through that, right? And we know this happens, right? We know this. So if we know this, we can attack it in a more productive way. But bottom line, I like it, okay? I like it. CMPS, there we go. Nice chart. Let's flag that. Look how we've popped up and pulled back. Oh, look, we came up to these highs and pulled back. It should not be a news flash, should not be a surprise to anybody. We pulled back to a nice little 3-8 trap. Everything is working. So now the question is, where are you going to buy it? And buyers, everybody that's looking at this to buy, they're all looking in the same area. It's all going to be in this area. You know that? There's going to be buyers buy it right now. There's going to be buyers higher. There's going to be buyers lower. There's going to be buyers on a breakout. But everybody here, what are they looking for? They're looking for the move to do this. We have this all in common. We all have the entry, the fact we want to make an entry in common. Where we buy, we do not have in common, but all of us have this in common. Think about that when you're trading. I think that's some neat stuff. Let's see here. All righty. Okay, we did that. Let's come over here. So anyway, let's see. Does anyone have any other charts you want to take a peek at? We can do that. If not, I have a few more. What time is it? You know, I'm surprised that nobody is mentioning things like Crone, the pot stocks. Take a look at that. I think we're in buy territory now. You see how we've rallied up and we've pulled back. We're in that 3-8 trap area now. I think we're in buy territory. Take a look at Telray. Look at Telray. We're in buy territory now. We've rallied up and we've pulled back to a good entry area. So we're in that. VFF. This is one that I posted on Facebook last night. VFF. We're in buy territory right now. And here's another one I posted on Facebook yesterday. AQN. See how we're up? Beautiful. We're still in buy territory. And if it's not bought, we'll just wait for a better entry. This should be on the watch list. To me, it looks like it moves up, retest up here around that 650 area. Okay. All righty. We'll look at QCOM, and then I probably need to get out of here. Ooh, QCOM's a buy. Now look at QCOM here. So actually, let's look at QCOM right here. All right. So QCOM, this is like the easy button we talked about yesterday in the room, right? Sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. Just like that. Just follow the trend. That's all we got to do. Follow the trend. Put some price on it. See how we rallied up? We're putting a flag in. A flag is a known buy pattern. A flag right here. Flags are bought here or on breakout, depending on you as the trader. It's really simple. It is super, super simple. So why do we make it difficult? Anyway, it is time for me to go. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We'll see you all tomorrow right here, 8:30 a.m., same place, same time. Members, I'll see you in the room in about 20 minutes, okay? Take care, everybody. Thank you.